Hello art friends. Today we're going to make a Colourburst fish. We're going to learn about playing with colour, playing with our Magiclay, rolling balls and rolling snakes and putting them all together. But let's have a look to see what we need. Out of our candy colours, I've chosen 5 of my favourites here. Some white, tools, some scissors, a piece of paper that we're going to draw our design on, and of course our marker. And you'll notice I have the acetate sheet on the bench to protect our surfaces. This is our fish chart that we made in the last exercise, and I like this one here. I like the wiggly tail and I do like those fins. So I'm going to base this Colourburst fish around this one here. So I'm going to draw it here just to give me an idea of where I'm heading. So first of all, I like a sort of a round body, and then the wiggly tail. And I do like that fin, that sharp fin. So I'm going to put that at the top there and some little fins at the bottom. I've made my fish from my chart. So what I want you to do is to look at your chart, the one we made in the last exercise, and I want you to draw your own fish. And when you've done that, come back and join me. Right, here's our fish. I'm going to put it under the acetate. There we go. Right, now we're ready to start. I'm looking at this big shape here, and that's the body of my fish. So I've got to choose which colour I'm going to have as my body, and I've decided the red. Now, of course, don't forget when you take your Magiclay out, you need to put those lids on to keep it nice and dry. So take a fairly big piece. I'm going to pop that back there. I'm going to roll it with my hands. Roll it with my hands till it's a big ball. And now I'm going to squash it down to fit inside my fish. Okay, so I'm going to put that bit there, pushing it out a bit so it comes to the edge. Now I think I might choose some of the pink. Another piece of pink. Popping it back in the container. Rolling it with your fingers. What we're trying to do is we're going to fill up all of this space with just the Magiclay colours. Then we're going to work over the top of that with our dots and our lines and our marking tools. I'm going to use my other colours to create some snakes, 2 little balls. I'm going to put them on here and we're going to press them down. Roll the ball in the palm of your hand. Round and round and round, and pop it on your fish. I'm going to choose the green and to make a snake. Now with the snakes, you need to make sure that they're nice and even. So roll it in your hands, round and round, and then with your fingers, just gently roll it out. I've got a bit of white on my fingers, but actually I like that design. I like that. Rolling it out. If there's any little fat bits, just with your fingers, roll it out. Keep going. You can make it as thick or as thin as you like. Now I need this little tiny bit. So I'm going to just draw with my line a design around here. I think I'll put the rest of it on the top there as well. There's mine. Right. Now we're going to later on press it down, so let it sit on top of that at the moment. I've got 1 ball sitting there. I think I left there. Now I'm going to choose some other colours. I think I might go with the pink. So lots of little balls and lots of little snakes can build up your design. So some little snake. Once again, using your fingers when they get a little bit fat, just thin it out with your fingers, rubbing carefully. Now I'm going to just put my design around the blue part. Okay. Righto. Now the fun starts. You can start to put little designs in here, little balls, little lines. It's up to you. So I'm going to continue on with my my fish using my colours and the combination of little balls and little snakes and squashing and my tools to build up my design. So you can have a go, see how you go, build up your design, use your Magiclay colours and join me in a moment. We're going to roll that down to make it flat. So we need to put our eyes in soon. So I've left a little space here where that snake is to create my eye. So I think I will use this white. So make a big ball here, squash it with my finger. That looks perfect. And maybe some yellow, squash that down, put that there, and maybe a little bit of black always makes a good eye. Put that down, there he is. And of course a nice mouth, our fish will need a mouth. So let's make a little smiley mouth for our fish. Ah, there he is. Now while that is wet or still easy and soft to touch, we're going to use our rolling pin to flatten it right down. So I'll just pop that down. So now you might find that your fish, when we press it down, is going to be bigger than your paper, but that's not a problem at all. I'm going to roll it now. Let's just squash them down. Whoa, look at that. I love how it changes shape and changes design. That looks great. Now at this stage, if you want to add some more, feel free. You've got big areas here that would look great with little dots of different colours, or you can use your tools to start to create some marks into areas. Okay. So a bit more of a squash. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit on his mouth, and then we're going to look at the fin and the tails. A little bit more rolling for his mouth, I think, just to make that a little bit. There we go, that looks better. Now he's got a nice smiley mouth. There we go. Now we're going to work on the fins and the tails. In my hand, I'm going to take a piece, fairly big piece of Magiclay, roll it out into my hand. We're going to flatten it down, squash it down so that we're going to, first of all, we're going to make those fins there. So I want it to be fairly long. That's about right. Now with our scissors, you can then just cut those shapes. So I'm just going to come along and cut some shapes in there, some fin shapes. I think I like it. Let's see what happens when I put this. Remember, this is just an idea. You can just go and do whatever you like. There we are. Pop that up the top there. Ah, that looks cool. So it's got pink fins at the top. And I think I might go with pink fins at the bottom too. So a bit more of our Magiclay. Once again, rolling it with your hands. Squash it down nice and flat with your fingers. until it's ready. Let's have, I think, oh, maybe a bit longer. And I'm going to now just cut some, I might just cut some little slits in this one and see what happens when I just put some little slits. Let's put him underneath, push him around, change, there we go, some little one there, and then join onto their body there. So we've got a top fin, bottom fin, maybe a little bit of a fix up with that one. Happy with that. And now that lovely wiggly tail. I think I'll choose our yellow Magiclay for the tail. So the same thing, just squashing it with your hands. Get a nice piece of Magiclay, rolling it down, rolling it. We probably need quite a long piece for this one. Squashing it with your fingers. Now don't forget, this is just your starting point. You might want to create your own design once you get started, but just we're using this design as our starting point. That's a little bit little, but I think that's going to, I'll pop that down there, then I might put the wriggly bit on top. So we're going to use maybe some black. Once again, rolling it down and squashing. I might just shape this one backwards and forwards to make that wriggly part. Let's see. Just some more yellow to make the top one. Rolling. And now the wriggly part with some black. I think my tail needs some more as well. I might just put some more lines on it. Here's the wriggly bit. Round, up and down. And I think I might just put some white on it as well. A long snake of white I think my tail needs. I'll make a long snake with my white, rolling. Here we go. Let's put a nice wriggly line along that. So now we've got a fins, a very wriggly tail, and beautiful designs on our front of our fish. We've left our fish on the acetate, and you'll need to leave it on there for a couple of days until it dries. You'll know when it's dry because it'll be quite firm. Now, when it's dry, you might want to draw on it with your markers. You might want to put a hole in it and hang it up as a mobile in your bedroom. You might want to put it in a frame. You might want to just leave it and look at it and pop it on your shelf. I love working with this Magiclay. I hope you've enjoyed this experience because I know I have. I look forward to seeing you again soon.